Hey guys, welcome back again to the Vanishing Gates Paranormal Podcast. I'm your host again, Jay, and with me as always, my co-host.
Splendiferous Jack.
Yep, that again. Alright, so tonight's cigar of the show is that Series R Estrella. Again, because
marvelous.
I still have a bunch to smoke through.
Yeah.
We'll get something new next week, I'm sure, or next episode anyway.
We'll definitely have to try that one.
Whenever we record it. So, all over the world, people have these stories of strange situations where there's bright lights and loud noises. They're alone in a field and suddenly they're pulled aboard a ship and getting poked in the butt with an alien probe.
Really, you say?
That's what they say.
Oh.
I haven't been there, I haven't done that. Don't even have the t-shirt yet.
Really?
Wouldn't make a great bumper sticker. I got butt poked on listening to Vanishing Gates.
And all I got was this
stupid sticker. It's a bumper sticker. Oh man, there's lots and lots of stories of alien abduction. They made movies about it. There's books about it. There's video games about it even. Tons of pop culture references. Why are they grabbing us up? And what is their fascination with our bowels?
Yeah, I hear that those are very rare and far and few, and that's not actually what happens.
I don't know. Dude, I just get this image that there's these extraterrestrial fucking proctologists roaming around the galaxy looking for the next person to check for, hemorrhoids.
I mean, maybe they're just trying to help people by making sure their like colon is really clean, like they're like really cheap discount doctors or something like that.
Maybe their planet just really liked proctologists, but then they just in the end just left a bad taste in their mouth.
This joke just keeps coming back around, doesn't it?
Oh man, the butt probing jokes. Well, go ahead with you. Have the story first, right? You're going to talk about the first alien abduction or the supposedly
the first recorded one, I believe. This is about Barney and Betty Hill. So they were your average American couple, for the most part.
Okay.
On September 19th to 20th, 1961, they had their alien encounter. Now, this is one of the more famous ones, just because of how recorded it was and what happened.
Yeah, and if it's the first one.
The time period, crap like that. The incident was referred to as the Hill abduction. Apparently, I don't know how to spell.
That's a very clever name for an abduction, the Hill abduction.
The other name is Zeta Reticuli incident. Yeah.
What?
The Zeta Reticuli incident.
Can you say that one more time?
Zeta Reticuli. Reticuli.
What the fuck does that even mean?
Reticuli.
Does it explain that somewhere in the story?
It says because the couple stated they had been kidnapped for a short time by a UFO, so they called it the Zeta. I guess because they.
Is that the name of the species? Is it Zeta Reticuli?
I have not a fathomable idea.
Maybe that's the name of the ship.
I probably should have looked that one up. That should have been the thing.
Yeah, maybe. All right. Anyway,
yeah.
All right. So, guys, if you know what the Zeta Reticuli is, we'll probably look it up. But still, email us at vanishinggates with 2Gs @gmail.com. Check us out on the YouTubes and the Facebooks, and leave us your comments and notes.
Yes, indeed. It was the first widely publicized report of an alien abduction, adapted into the best-selling 1966 book, The Interrupted Journey. Never heard of it.
Me either.
And the 1975 television movie The UFO Incident, also never heard of it.
Also never heard of it.
Most of the notes, tapes, and other items are kept at the New Hampshire University, the university Betty went to.
Did it say what university that is?
New Hampshire, University of New Hampshire.
Oh, it's the University of New Hampshire. I thought it was like you were going to say it was the University of New Hampshire Betty went to. Like named after
that's
her,
the exact.
There. The Betty went to. Where'd you go to school? Betty went to.
They renamed it the Betty went to college.
I went to the Betty went to.
The site of the incident where they were abducted is now a historical marker.
There's one there, or it's a historical.
Well, there's a historical marker there.
So it's a historical site with a historical marker.
Yeah, there's a marker there that explains
on this
what
day
happened.
and whatever.
Just in case you're driving down an old back highway and want to be freaked the fuck out, you can see a sign that says "People were abducted here, bro." Perfect. That's just what I want to see when I'm driving down a highway I can't see.
For anal probe, stand here.
Click button just to let aliens know. According to the reports given to the given by the couple, given to the couple, I was about to say, given by the couple, the alleged sighting happened on September 1961 around 10:30 p.m., which is why it went into the 20th. They weren't like abducted for days.
You mean alleged occurrence, not alleged sighting?
Yeah, the alleged occurrence. My bad. The Hills were returning from Niagara Falls and Montreal, and I need to learn how to fucking spell because apparently I can't read my own handwriting.
Well, it's normal.
There were only a few cars on the road that night.
You got more?
No, that was all I was
Oh,
gonna
'cause he
do
put a
right
whole-
there.
He just set a whole page down after reading that little quip, and then I didn't realize he had a whole notepad worth of documentation.
No, that's all I was gonna do. Just that little fucking page.
All right.
Just south of Lancaster, New Hampshire, Betty claims a bright light moved from below the moon and Jupiter, upward to the west of the moon. She believed she was witnessing a falling star. However, it was moving upward. She noticed it was moving erratically and was growing bigger and brighter until she urged Barney to stop for a closer look, as well as walk their dog, Delcy. You know. Because when something weird's happening, you want to walk your dog. Just in case. Barney stopped at the picnic area just south of the mountains. Betty, whose sister had had a UFO sighting, thought this could be the same thing. There was a lot more to that, but I cut this shit down because I was like, holy shit, that's a lot.
That's fine. You got more or what?
So much. Yes. Barney thought it was a plane, however, it suddenly turned and headed for them. Headed
At them, towards them.
Headed towards them.
In their direction.
Headed towards them.
It's coming right for us.
I'm not an author, as you can tell.
Mm-hmm.
Quickly, they got in their car and drove up a narrow mountainous road.
The narrow mountainous road.
Yes.
Okay.
The hills drove. The hills. Oh my God.
They are the hills.
Yes. The couple. I'm gonna call them the fucking couple because it's gonna get confusing. The couple drove slowly through the narrow road so they could.
The couple drove slowly through the narrow road.
Slowly over the.
Over
God
the narrow
damn!
road.
I'm bad at this.
Bro, just read it.
Oh God.
Oh, these poor guys. Guys, don't hate us.
Hate me.
Only one of us is literate.
Fuck you.
You can guess which one it is.
So they could watch the object. The object passed over a restaurant and signal tower on the top of the Cannon Mountain.
Was it a
It's
Piggly
called the
Wiggly?
Cannon Mountain. It might have been. I don't see why they didn't stop at the
Was it a
restaurant.
Sonic? Was it a
At the top of a
McDonald's?
mountain, it was probably McDonald's.
Or a Starbucks?
Somewhere unnecessary.
It's somewhere necessary. It's definitely a Starbucks. Did they have a Starbucks back then?
Probably.
It's one of those the time rift Starbucks. Like, you're going to find one in the time rift. There's going to be a Starbucks there before anybody else gets to the time rift. You're going to fucking go into the Starbucks there.
I think that's what's probably going to wind up happening. You're just going to be like I imagine when they finally figure out how to punch a hole to travel in time and space, the Starbucks is going to be in the middle of that fucking hole.
They're like, what's beyond this hole? It's
Just
fucking
right there.
Starbucks. It's just Starbucks.
All right, back to my illiterate reading and horrible writing.
All right, your story anyway.
Okay, so it was the signal tower on top of the Cannon Mountain was called Cannon Mountain. It then passed over the. Wow, that's redundant. It then passed over the mountain and came out near the old man of the mountain.
I'm guessing that's a
That was
tunnel.
not paraphrased. That was actually what was written. What I wrote down.
Well, the old man of the mountain is probably a tunnel or something.
I have no idea what the old man of the mountain would be.
You
I think
might
it's just
have
it
also
was like
written
the
that down,
oldest rock, potentially the oldest rock face or the highest point.
Guys, if you know what the old man of the mountain is, please email us and let us know.
Yeah, I mean, is it some dude standing there
It could be literally just an old man
on a mountain?
of the mountain, walking up the mountain.
Yeah,
What are you darn kids doing on my mountain?
approximately 1 mile south of Indian Head, the object descended rapidly towards them, forcing Barney to stop in the middle of the highway. Using binoculars, he saw 8 to 11 figures that were humanoids. They were wearing black, glossy, I think it was like glossy uniforms and hats. All but one figure walked down a hallway where there was a panel. The one that remained seemed to tell Barney, I believe, psychically. Obviously, it had to be psychically. I don't think he had a megaphone. To shut. No, they stopped in the middle of the road. He got out.
That's a fucking bad decision.
Yeah. He had a pistol.
That's still, I'm not going to get out of the car. Even if I have a pistol, I'm going to keep the pistol next to me.
The
and
best
drive
part is
fucking
that
other
the thing
direction.
was hovering about 80 feet above. So it stopped 80 feet above, and he stopped in the middle of the highway. Got out with a pistol, staring at a giant saucer that was like 75 feet long.
Now,
like,
did it open up into
fucking
a hallway?
wide.
Is that what happened? It landed in the...
No, they just walked down what he described as a hallway where there was a panel.
Like a tunnel kind of thing?
Yeah.
Opened up. Oh, okay, yeah. I get what you're saying now.
And the last one that was standing there sent him a message basically saying, "Stay where you are and keep looking." Yeah, because
Look what I can do.
that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stay right here. Don't worry about it. The craft then descended down or a craft, which came from inside of it, basically like a secondary
Smaller
craft.
ship.
Came from inside of it. At this point, Barney noped the fuck out of there. While driving away, they heard a series of beeps and buzzes
That craft had a child.
that seemed to bounce off their trunk. So what happened is basically they said that the noises basically hit the back of the trunk, kind of thing.
And reverberated back.
Yeah.
You could hear the reverberation of it.
Yeah, and then it passed through the car, it passed through their bodies and stuff like that, and it wound them kind of it wound up leaving them kind of dulled, like their senses were dulled. They weren't able to focus as easily, and they had issues like
That kind of makes sense with sonic interruption. I guess that actually isn't too unbelievable to hit them with a heavy sonic.
Yeah, you can definitely do that to you.
Fashion. Yeah, you can get disoriented from sound.
Well, a second set of buzzing and beeping also hit the car, I guess, and then they returned to normal, like they were aware of where they'd gone, or they were aware all of a sudden, but they didn't know how they got to where they were. They found out that they come to find that what seemed like a short period of time to them, they had traveled 35 miles south, and then they'd come to a they had made an unplanned turn. They didn't know. I guess they didn't know where this road was particularly, or they didn't mean to take this turn, but they did for whatever reason. They decided to, and they hit a roadblock. And then there was like a bright light in the middle of the road or something like that.
Okay.
Let's see what else I wrote down, because I'm spectacular like that.
I can kind of guess where it's going, but
So it was they had a vague, spotty memory of how they got there, what happened, what the situation. You know, they couldn't remember shit. Like they couldn't remember how they got to where they were.
They couldn't quite recall even the encounter, probably barely, huh?
Very small. No, they could recall. They could recover the entire encounter up until the buzzing hit them.
And then when the noises came back through, they were in a different place.
No, they were. They were about 35 miles south from where they'd started. Or when the buzzing first hit. They were about 35 miles south. They didn't know how they got there. Their memory was spotty. They vaguely, like a very vague, spotty memory of how they got to where they were.
Okay.
You know, it was lost time. When they finally they wound up getting home around dawn. They claimed to have odd impulses they could not explain. Betty insisted that their luggage be kept near the back door for whatever reason, instead of in the house, you know, in like a section of house, like a closet or something. They kept their luggage at the back door.
Like pressed against it, or just next to it?
I'm not sure. Like it doesn't elaborate on whether or not it was pressed against the door. It's just
in case they had to fucking bolt real quick, maybe.
Yeah, I guess it's probably what it was. Like it was a
quick
fear
escape
sensor
plan. Yeah.
But it was next to the back door rather than the main part of the house. Their watches stopped working altogether. Both of their watches wouldn't. They couldn't get the watches to work again. So they were dead.
Because I've heard about watches like being way ahead or way off of time where it should be.
Yeah, and then
sense.
You know, Barney had an instance where he finally decided he was going to go basically check his junk in the bathroom.
So he was going to go masturbate because he wasn't getting laid.
No. He just had an urge to go check just to make sure his shit was in place, I guess. But he just had a random urge. He didn't know why. He had the urge to go check his genitals, it says.
I just had a random urge to look at my balls.
Everything was normal.
How you doing?
Everything was normal.
So everything was normal, but he had to check his dick.
Yeah, he had other odd situations her dress was kind of torn. His binocular strap was also ripped. The leather strap on it was torn for whatever reason, and then his shoes were scuffed. His nice black dress shoes were scuffed. But all he had done is got out of the car on the highway and then come back in to the car, but his shoes were scuffed. And like I said, her dress was torn and stuff. And so the thing is there was obviously something physical that had happened, but they have no idea. They lost 35 miles.
Couldn't remember what it was, and Okay.
You know, and that's not a short period of time. Especially when, in the 60s, the car probably only went 30 miles an hour.
No, but on mountain roads, 30 miles on a mountain road can take quite a while for sure.
Yeah, I've been definitely down some of them.
Yeah.
Apparently, her dress had this pink powder on it. And she decided to put it away, and as she was putting it away, the powder kind of just dissipated.
All Monica Lewinsky?
I imagine. That's exactly what happened. The aliens were Monica Lewinskying her. Anyways.
Oh, bro.
Fellatio under the podium.
Oh.
But apparently, 5 different labs actually analyzed the dress, and the report that I was reading said nothing about whether or not they found shit. Just that 5 labs analyzed it.
Okay, so they sent it to 5 labs, and all the labs analyzed it, and that's about it.
More than likely, if there was 5 different ads, the labs did nothing. No, there's more. There's a lot to the story, but
they didn't find anything on the dress, or you didn't say they found anything on the dress.
Yeah, they probably either didn't find anything, or they couldn't figure out what the hell it was, so they had to send it to different locations.
Okay, got it.
There was a shiny concentric. What the fuck did I write there?
Concentric?
Yeah, apparently. It looks like a D to me. Oh, no, it's C. You're right. Concentric.
Okay.
I need to go back to school and learn how to write.
Did you learn how to read your own handwriting?
That's step 1. Learn how to read handwriting. Step 2. Learn how to write.
Oh man, we are not going to win any fucking prizes with this show.
You know what? This is all done though from No fucking real scripting, just doing the shit.
Yeah, anyway, go ahead with the story.
So there's concentric circles on the car's trunk, so like where they think the buzzing hit,
Yeah.
and they would hold like compasses to it, and the compasses would just whirl, just spin out of control.
So there's like a magnetic occurrence going on there too?
And when they'd lift the compass above it, the needle would instantly pin right to the location of wherever.
So like it was magnetized, the car was just magnetized all of a sudden?
From where this buzzing had. And the thing is that's I think that's one of the reasons this is so famous, is because this particular incident had so many things that, like physical evidence involved.
Before we would have known about it. Like electromagnetic field manipulation, that can also make you incoherent. It can give you hallucinations. It can make you paranoid. It can do all sorts of things, make you nauseous. So like with houses with like bad wiring, people will have a lot of weird phenomena going on they can't really prove because they're around this electromagnetic fields all the time that just fuck with their systems.
Yeah, there's like more. Like they had I'm not going to get into detail on it because there's just too much to get into like thorough ass detail. I'll be on this one topic just talking for a fucking hour, and that's not what I'm looking for right now.
Well, we could do that. Maybe the listeners want to hear it.
Oh, do they?
I don't know. Do you guys want to hear it? Just kidding. You can't answer that yet.
Yeah, but we have other interesting stories to tell. But the thing is maybe I'll get into more detail, like the thorough details of everything. But it seems to be kind of scattered, to be honest, about what happens. Like I don't know how much of this can be true. It seems like their stories kind of shifted a little bit every once in a while.
Well, yeah, I mean, but you got to remember, like as time goes on, you either remember things differently or you remember things better or worse. You know what I mean? Like. You'll forget something, or you'll remember something you had forgotten prior.
Yeah. Well.
So did they ever go onto the ship and get all probed, or what? Does it say?
The only way they found out about what actually happened, I think, on board the ship was through...
guess, hypnotic regression.
Hypnotic regression.
Okay, hypnotic regression. I don't trust that as far as I could throw it.
Yeah, neither do I.
I don't know, man. I know that, guys, I'm not trying to fault you if you use it or if you had it done and it helped you in some way. But just think about how easy it would be to implant something in your head just because a psychologist is fucking bored and wants to fuck with you or wants to do experiments with you.
Or the psychologist particularly wants to get famous and wants to prove something.
Yeah, anything like that. I'm always leery about the hypnotic regression. Hey, I'm not faulting. I don't know enough about it. I just have this... I know you can, like, do partial hypnosis to people and get them to, like, do things just by using your body language to mimic theirs, and then keep doing that until they start mimicking your body language. It's like how some guys pick up chicks at the bar. They're really intelligent, shady.
It all goes back to the power of suggestion, really.
Kind of, yeah. That's a pretty legitimate argument for your...
They basically put suggestions on.
This is like going to be the new name of the show, Power of Suggestion with... Fucking, is that going to spin off?
It could be potentially the Mandela effect, honestly.
Stop it with the Mandela effect. You were so close to understanding it, and you just keep slipping right out of your grasp.
It's the power of regression.
Power of regression, yes. That's what we're doing.
Hypnotic regressing is what happened to me.
Do you have any more on the story right now, or what? Anything interesting on the story?
No, I don't want to talk about it.
What did hypnotherapy bring up?
I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Why? Is it traumatizing?
Yes.
Bringing up bad childhood memories?
I have to look it up. That's all I wrote the fuck down.
There's a lot more, but I didn't write the rest of it. Did you read the rest of the story, or just write it as you were going?
You've heard me try to read my own handwriting. You think I can write quickly? I spent 3 hours writing that section for 10 minutes worth of fucking content.
All right, well, I got a few abduction things to talk about then.
I'm going to have to start using my tablet from now on.
I got a few abduction stories here, a couple of them. So I'm going to talk about the Antonio Vilas Boas abduction.
The who what?
Yeah. Antonio Vilas Boas was a Brazilian farmer who claimed to have been abducted in 1957.
Does that mean he farms Brazilians?
I think he's just a farmer in
Brazil. The waxing thing.
Oh, man, that's...
With a landing strip?
That's more like a Brazilian lumberjack, clear cutting. But it's the best kind of lumberjack in Brazil. On October 16th, 1957... Vilas Boas was plowing fields near São Francisco del Salas, not San Francisco, São Francisco del Salas, when a red star-like thing approached in the sky. This star approached his position, growing in size until it was recognizable as an egg-shaped aircraft, with a red light in its front and a rotating dome on top. The ship began to land in the field, and as it was landing, 3 landing legs popped out as it set down, and that's when Boas decided to flee from the scene.
That's when he decided to flee.
That's when he decided to run, when 3 little legs came down from the egg thing. As it was landing gear, basically, is apparently very frightening.
I mean, I'm afraid of landing gear.
I would be afraid of landing gear if I was the guy in Con Air. that got stuck in there, frozen. Anyhow, Boaz tried at first to leave on his tractor, but it died after a short distance, so he decided to flee on foot. Probably a good call. I mean, stand there and whatever.
You know, when the vehicle fails, you still have feet.
At least he's being productive. It didn't do much though, because he was seized by a 5-foot-tall humanoid that was wearing gray-colored coveralls and a helmet. Seized.
How tall was he?
I don't know.
He must have been like 4'1" to get seized
Well, I mean, you
by
can
a
be
5
grabbed.
foot tall.
You can just be grabbed. I mean, it's not like.
I think, but captured by someone who's 5 feet tall. That's not. That's not.
Well, he was just seized. Its eyes were small and blue, and instead of speaking, it made barking and yelping like sounds. And 3 other creatures joined to help subdue Boaz as they dragged him onto the ship. So it wasn't just the one 5-foot-tall guy. It was 4 5-foot-tall creatures that were dressed like minions.
Sounds about right.
They were dressed like Disney's
I wonder if they were
Minions.
yellow and had goggles.
I don't think they were yellow. Inside the craft, Boaz was stripped of his clothing and covered head to toe with a strange gel. It's just like summer camp.
Intergalactic jelly wrestling.
Oh man, intergalactic jello wrestling.
I don't like where this is going for him.
Sign me up. I like exactly where this is going. They could be putting him down an intergalactic slip and slide, dude. And that could be awesome.
Dude, if they did that, I'd be so stoked.
Dude, like they just go up to about 40 feet in the air in the spacecraft, lower the intergalactic slip and slide, and he slides down into the field.
Why would they not do that? Like that sounds like the best idea for aliens to have.
Yeah, well, that's not what happens. So, they led him into a semicircular room through a doorway with strange red symbols written over it, which he claims to have memorized and he was able to reproduce later for investigators.
I wonder if we could find those.
I wasn't able to. If you can, that'd be awesome. And maybe we can post them to the Facebook page or something.
What was his name again?
Antonio Boaz.
Okay. Well, I thought I swear to God, I thought I heard you say Antonio Banderas first.
No, not Antonio Banderas. Antonio Boaz. B-O-A-S. While in the room, the aliens took blood samples from Boaz's chin. I don't think they did too well in the human anatomy courses in their alien academies. It's not the place I would go for if I was trying to draw blood samples from someone. I mean, I know the head bleeds pretty prolifically once it gets opened up, but the chin, though, that doesn't seem like the best place to do it. Did you find the symbols?
Yeah, I draw shit like that all the time.
Apparently, Jack draws the same symbols all the time. That should tell you something, buddy.
No, it's just a spastic thing. I've actually looked it up. It's just common. People write like random symbols and stuff. It's just because you're just it's something to do with your mind where when you get bored, you just start to draw random shit. Like some people draw mazes, some people draw random symbols, and some people will like draw squiggles.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
It just depends on how your mind is. Apparently, it's how your mind is set up. You'll draw random things. So if you're drawing random things, don't think it's alien shit. Sometimes it's literally just something your mind does out of boredom. Like,
yeah, no, for sure.
It's like your mind's natural interpretation of images in your head.
Yeah, no, it's totally aliens. Now, while in the room, the aliens took blood samples from his chin. We did that already. At the same time, some fashion of gas was pumped into the room that made Boaz violently ill.
Rude.
I mean, anytime I'm in a room with a group of people I don't trust and gas is being seeped into the room, the first thing I think about is World War II. And that's the last place I want to be. Just seriously, guys, I don't want to be there. No, he also found apparently drawings of these extraterrestrial creatures. Anyhow, so shortly after Boaz was gassed, he was joined by another humanoid, but a female, very attractive and naked female. She was the same height as the other aliens, with a small pointed chin, large blue cat-like eyes. Her hair was long and platinum, but her underarm and pubic hair were bright red.
Oh, God.
So the carpet didn't match the extraterrestrial curtains.
You know, that concerns me. A redhead in space hiding their actual hair color with platinum blonde dye is what it is. They're just trying to hide the crazy.
That's just,
so they're doing.
I don't know, dude.
She definitely didn't have a soul if she had red.
I'm wondering, like, what the point would be of dyeing your hair if you're just going to take somebody up anyway into space.
I mean, it's not like you're about to ask questions.
Add extra weird factor, like, all right, he's already really confused. Now let's fuck with him more. Like, let's add a small. What kind of small detail can we add to really fuck with this guy's
It might not have been
mind?
red. It might have been in the Mandela effect. You know.
Did you stop with the fucking Mandela effect thing?
I'm gonna make that a
You
t-shirt.
keep getting so close and missing it by so much.
I swear to God, I'm gonna make a T-shirt when we get famous, or when we get like famous. When we get like enough fans that we can have our own T-shirts. Mine's gonna say Jack. It's the Mandela effect.
Oh man. So Boaz was strongly attracted to the female, and the two had sexual intercourse. During coitus, the alien babe didn't kiss Boaz, but nipped him on the chin.
Maybe that's they
Why they
drew
cut
blood
him? Maybe.
from there.
Yeah, but I mean they did that for samples. But why is she still gonna? Maybe they're alien vampires.
Perhaps.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Like, make out 101. It's kind of fun once in a while. If a chick like gradually nibbles on you, but on your fucking chin. What the neck's right there? Like
Go a few inches south, bro.
Yeah, go a little further south, hon.
If she's gonna bite, I don't want it to go too far south, though. To be honest.
Yeah, if you're gonna be biting, I mean, maybe small amounts of biting, but not enough to like draw blood. That would just be painful. No biting.
Horror
to
stories.
blood drawing.
Oh God.
Oh man.
Things I've heard.
Yeah, back when you were in Catholic school. So anyhow, what?
I was never in Catholic
What?
school.
Okay,
Lies.
so
Slander.
when they had finished, the female smiled at Boaz, rubbed her stomach, and gestured upwards. Boaz took that to mean that she was going to raise their child in space.
Perfect sign language.
Man, you just popped one. Does she have like an indicator that's like a plus sign that shows up or a minus sign? Are they like walking birth like pregnancy
She's like
tests?
one of those
like,
fucking what are they, the Teletubbies?
Oh god, with a pregnancy test on it.
Yeah.
There's like a ding sound when the oven's like there's a bun starting in the oven. Like
Exactly.
So the female was apparently relieved the job was done. Guys,
Relieved.
I'm not making this up. This says this shit in the story.
If they're relieved afterwards, that's not a good sign, gentlemen.
No, and Boaz felt angry with the situation, but not because she seemed like she was happy it was done, supposedly, but that he just felt like he was being used as a breeding human.
Do you think when she entered, they played the song "I Want Some Hot Stuff"?
I don't know. I don't know too many guys that ever had like a quickie with a chick that just wanted to get laid and never thought afterwards, I'm not just a piece of meat.
Yes, he was.
I have feelings too.
That little bitch needs to shut up. He was just a piece
Oh
of meat.
man, bro. So he was given back his clothes after all this and taken on a tour of the ship by the humanoids. That sounds kind of backwards to me. Like, I know when we date as people, like, hey, you want to come to my apartment? I'll show you like the front door. I'll show you like the kitchen maybe where I can make a snack. Maybe the couch, we can watch a show, and then maybe I'll show you more of the house. And wink, wink, nudge, nudge. This is more like, hey, let's fuck on the front porch, and then maybe I'll show you my house. Like, so get that. Like, how backwards is this alien culture that they don't even...
I mean, at least they do it right.
At least they're being efficient about it, I guess. Like,
I mean, are they just like alien prostitutes? Is that what's happening here?
let me just cut to the chase. Hey, you and me, we're not going to be here for long, so let's just do what we came here for. No need for small talk. You know?
Rude. He's not a piece of meat.
I could buy you flowers or dinner. No. Just let me suck out that human juice. It's good. Like,
God, you're fucking killing me, bro.
impregnate me with your human seed so you can make a hybrid
face palm
alien
is real.
space babies. Like, what the fuck?
The face palm is real.
I mean, now,
I should have known probing was going to come into this.
I wish they would have gone into more detail about this alien chick. They didn't really.
Yeah, I
give a
know
lot
you
of-
want the detail of the alien.
I think everyone wants. And if you guys have had the same experience, and you have detail on the alien chicks,
detail of the alien
make
chick.
sure you email us in vivid detail at vanishinggates@gmail.com
Please
and let us
don't.
know. In fact, give us vivid detail. And if it's really, really graphic, make sure you RE it to Jack.
I swear to God.
And he will read it on air,
Oh, God.
turning all as red as he is already.
This is going downhill fast.
So, while he's on doing this tour, motherfucker attempts to steal a clock-like device
Why not? I
from the aliens.
They let you have sex with their female, and then all of a sudden you're like, let's rob them!
How fucking ungrateful are you? You
Well, I
got
mean,
to go on a
he
spaceship.
was probably upset
You
because
got
he was just a piece of
alien
meat.
booty with no, like, there's no strings attached. You get free alien twat, and you're like pounding into it.
That
and
is
you're
the
like,
worst fucking description
Oh
of the
man!
situation I've ever
You got
heard.
some alien bump chicka want want. You got to
you should
rub
reel it back in,
uglies
bro.
with a hot alien chick, and now you're gonna steal from him? You ungrateful son of a bitch!
Reel it back in.
God, so big surprise, he didn't get away with it. They caught him, and he was escorted off the ship. Could you imagine being the alien security guard there, like, this motherfucker? Are you serious? Tap 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 on his shoulder. What, dude? What? Are you kidding me, dude? Bro, we just took you on our ship, showed you around, let you bang our hottest Betty on board. Yeah, we just wanted your seed, but you don't have to pay intergalactic child support or anything, you asshole. And how are you going to repay the favor? By fucking stealing. You know what? We were going to have all sorts of our alien babes on you tonight, and probably as long as you wanted. But you're a fucking thief, and we don't want to raise a bunch of hybrid little fucking thieves. Fuck you. Get off the ship. Go back to Earth.
We're going to eject her out of in the lower orbit when we leave, too.
No, I wonder if,
just to keep that out of there.
I wonder if it becomes like in certain countries where she becomes an untouchable because he's an asshole. Like, you're relegated to the salt mines on Pluto 254 or some shit like that, you know?
Another dick, throw him out.
Oh, another asshole. Why are all these human dudes that are into these one-night alien sex acts like just turn out to be total douchebags in the end?
With their fucking treblies and their beards and
Will
their
you
fucking...
stop with that? I don't think those are the specimens they take up, dude.
It should be.
I'm guessing those are not the.
Hopefully they drop them into lower orbit too.
Yeah. Just cover them in the alien grease and send them into space.
Lower orbit.
Oh man. So later this guy became a lawyer. He got married and had 4 kids. He stuck by his story until his death on January 17th, 1991.
When they finally admitted that the chick wasn't there and it was actually him getting raped by 5 alien dudes.
No, he stuck by his story. I mean...
Okay, I just got a little fucked up there.
Yeah, that's really dark and disgusting. Why would you go there? We were talking about this nice, coitus, and you have to bring it into something dark and...
You said like 17 different ways about sex.
It wasn't space prison. Yeah, but it's totally natural.
Natural, huh? Gets big enough. Alien.
Is that considered interspecies erotica? Like, I wonder if that whole thing was like a ruse to make him think that he was being used as a hybrid, but it's really from like some hardcore, like really taboo porn site on their home planet. They go, well, where can we find in the galaxy where we can actually fuck another creature and we won't get like in trouble with like their version of Interpol, or the censors or whatever. Because it's bestiality is illegal in America. You can't just download that shit on your computer without getting in trouble, hypothetically. So you have to go to places where it's legal to do it, like South America, where they can do that, I guess.
Actually, it's legal in like Wisconsin and stuff.
I don't know if that's true. I've heard people say that, but I don't believe that.
No, there's several states that actually have it legalized. It's really weird.
I don't know, dude. I'm not one to judge how you love somebody else. Even if it requires Velcro gloves and knee-high boots.
I'm gonna judge you.
Guys, don't be having sex with animals.
Oh God, this entire thing.
Don't let these aliens be an example of how you should live your life. Okay, just
don't let us be an example of how you should live your life. Run.
All right, so I do have another story that's less sexually explicit.
Thank God.
Hey man, you know what?
I think we just did like 30 minutes of sexual explicit.
We did about 12 minutes of a story about a guy getting alien sex. That's about it.
Exploitation.
Alien Booty. I mean, that would be a great band name. Now, you can find pictures of this alien chick online, I guess. I don't know if it's artist renditions or if it's this guy's description.
Just artist renditions.
Yeah, but still, I mean, go check them out and let us know what you think.
I think one was.
Hey, if you guys want to draw out the description without the actual intercourse, just of the alien babe, send it to us. Like, send us some fan art of this story, because that would be the best first fan art to get. And I will hang it on the wall behind us when we do our video cast. Jack is not comfortable talking about sex.
Send your hate mail to Jay at vanishinggates@gmail.com.
And send all your fan fiction stories about alien sex to Jack.
Don't. Don't do it.
Anyhow, so the next story is the Betty Andreessen, it says Andreessen, guys. Betty Andreessen Luca abduction. And this one is actually, man, I'm not going to go into the whole story because it gets even further out there than fucking aliens. Not like fucking aliens, but fucking aliens. It's even weirder than that when you get further into it. So I'm just going to go over the basic of the first little encounter. On the night of January 25th, 1967, in Ashburnham, Massachusetts. God, who the fuck names these towns in Massachusetts?
Someone born.
Who names that state? No offense to anybody there in Mass, but Ashburnham, Massachusetts. Betty Andreessen was working in her kitchen while her 7 children, father and her mother, were in the living room. Around 6:30, the lights in the house blinked, and a red light, went out, and a red light beamed through the kitchen window. The sudden darkness in the house frightened her kids, and she ran to comfort them as her father ran to the kitchen to see where the light was coming from. What he saw was 5 strange creatures approaching the house from the back, but with a hopping motion. Not like walking, but like hopping. Kind of like what you'd see on the moon landing where they were like somewhat without gravity, I think, is what they were trying to get at with this description.
I disagree.
Well, what would you think? They were just hopping, like hopscotch?
Yes.
So
I think what people didn't notice was that they had drawn an entire hopscotch thing across the field, and then drawn in everything, and then thrown the bones.
Well, anyway,
thrown? Is that a word? Thrown?
Through
the bones.
Anyway, so before you knew it, the creatures had actually passed right through the wooden kitchen door. So they didn't open the door; they just walked through the door. We don't have the rights for that. Then the entire family found themselves placed in some kind of form of suspended animation. One creature went to Betty's father, while the other four began to make telepathic communications with Betty. We talked about space Bettys and now Earth Bettys with space guys.
Weird.
It doesn't go in that direction in the story, I don't think.
Oh,
at least not the part that I have. Guys, I'm not saying if you read this story all the way through, you're not going to find more alien Poon, like or some alien interspecies erotica.
What is with you and the word Poon? That's the dumbest word I've ever heard in my life.
You're welcome. Then how come you don't use it? Now,
this is a dumb.
There was one alien who was about a foot taller than the rest that seemed to be some fashion of a leader, like some kind of like higher up in the chain of these other guys. Maybe it's because he was a foot taller. I don't know if that's like a good way to decide who is in charge of things, but I guess that's how they do it. All of the beings had pear-shaped heads, wide eyes, small ears and noses with only slits for mouths. The mouths never moved, but the aliens were able to communicate with their minds. The beings wore a type of blue coveralls again, with white belts and some kind of bird-like logo on the sleeve of the uniform. I don't know what that's supposed to mean, dude. I don't. Maybe they're the air force of the alien species that's come to take Betty, Bambalam.
Anyway, we don't have the rest of that one either. This episode sucks.
The hands only had 3 fingers, and they wore boots. That's how it's described in the story too. The hands only had 3 fingers. Also, they wore boots. So it goes from the coveralls, the belt, the logo on the coveralls, fingers, and boots. They're all over the stick on this description here.
Hand, shoulders, knees, toes.
Oh, they didn't move. They didn't move like people, but they floated kind of as they went about. So they kind of floated, which I don't know.
Sounds like demons to me.
Yeah, Bigfoot. The aliens were holding Betty's children in a frozen state, also. But after realizing Betty was kind of freaked out and worried, they took her 11-year-old daughter off to stasis to assure that they didn't mean her any harm. Then Betty was taken outside to an awaiting craft in the backyard. The craft was allegedly about 20 foot in diameter in a classic UFO styling. Guys, I guess they mean flying saucer, but a classic UFO styling. This isn't modern jazz. You know, we're talking about a spacecraft. What's a classic UFO styling? It's got to be a saucer, right?
Yeah, I mean basically it's just a saucer.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
No, I mean maybe because in like Germany they had tube or what was it? They were like cylindrical.
Well, yeah, they see all sorts of different kinds of UFOs, but the craft then joined to a mothership where she underwent a physical exam and was subject to the working of strange equipment. Now, every time I go to a physical exam, it's like, hey, bend over and cough. I don't think the aliens did that kind of physical exam. They might have done a pap smear.
I don't think that's the case.
They could have done one of those mammogram things where they check her boobs for.
No, I don't think they were that
did they like get her weight and height and everything and measurements?
I think they probably just put her up there and basically shoved as much shit as they could in there to see how far it would go.
Well, she had 7 kids, so maybe they wanted to check her reproductive system to see why this person was so capable of making other babies.
Why does this person have so many babies? Let's check.
Maybe they're related to the same other aliens, and they wanted to see why she was able to reproduce with the man, but the man wasn't able to knock up the alien chick.
You ever think at this point that when aliens are abducting people, and every time it turns into alien sex, it's just like you said, it's just aliens on porn sites basically showing up out here?
I'm serious, dude. This has got to be
to make like fucked up porn.
We're being lied to. My theory now is that the aliens that are visiting us abducting people are just filming illegal intergalactic porn.
They're just porn operators. That's all they are.
We're just outside of the intergalactic police force. That's what it is. I'm serious, man. Anyway,
just far enough away.
She arrived home 4 hours later. Her family's still in that weird stasis. One of the guys, the aliens, had stayed behind to watch the family and left after releasing the family from whatever weird stasis they were in. And that's all I have written down for us. Because, guys, this thing goes on and on and on. Like, she talks about meeting the Lord, that the aliens are Christians, that she talks about all sorts of weird stuff. There's a minister that wrote a book about it or some crap like that I didn't take the time to read. Because really, I mean,
Why?
And this is supposed to be one of the more believable UFO cases, according to people.
Well, if I can ignore the most believable one, you can ignore one of the most believable ones.
Well, now, this woman's son at some point did come out and say that she needed mental help, and it's all a bunch of bullshit that they made up. I guess she still does UFO circuit tours and stuff or something.
He was in stasis. How the fuck would he know?
Well, because this wasn't just one event. This has gone on over time. Like, they kept getting visited. Like I said, the story's even longer
Well,
than
they were in stasis the whole time. How the hell would he know?
Well, you're in stasis. It doesn't mean you can't see what's going on. You just can't move or anything. Well, it doesn't say that. And the kids later on, it talks about them getting abducted and stuff and all sorts of other shit. Like I said, I didn't even touch base on the whole story. There's so much to it. I skimmed over a lot of it. I wasn't going to write it all down. We could do a few episodes on what this was. Again, this is one of those situations where there are lots of books written about.
Holy fucking shit.
Yeah, like, this situation isn't just this one occurrence. This is just the first occurrence.
As anyone can tell, we're not exactly the believers of aliens.
I wouldn't say that.
I'm not.
Dude, I'll tell you what. If a hot alien chick wants to come down and make a believer of me, I couldn't do anything about it. I was covered in space gel.
You need it.
That's all I'm saying, bro.
You need to control yourself.
That's all I'm saying. Hot alien babes, shave your underarms first for me. I'm not into hair.
Oh god.
I'm just saying. I'm just being real. I'm keeping it real. If you want my seed, you at least got to do something for me. You know, I got to enjoy it, and don't bite my fucking chin. I don't need my beard missing a chunk out of it because you fought the urge to nibble. And if you guys want to draw blood, I'll show you on my arm where's a good place to draw blood samples from. Why is this so difficult?
Maybe the chin is just better.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Maybe the chin is just like, it's got like extra special blood cells.
Well, there's another situation, another abduction account that's really famous,
or maybe they
too.
saw a porn that was supposed to be a doctor.
So there's another, Mr. Reel It Back, there's another abduction situation that's really famous, too. It's the Allagash Waterway abduction. And basically, these 4 art students decide they're going to go on a canoe trip through the Allagash Wilderness in Maine and get abducted by aliens. And you guys can look that up. I didn't bother to write it down. It's not hugely long, but it's interesting. It's good to check out. So that's a good one.
So you just brought it up to mention it, and you're like, yeah.
Yeah, just so they know that I read some other things and that I can throw out there for them to read, you know. And again, if you guys have experiences, maybe if you've been abducted by aliens, or you've had other kinds of encounters with extraterrestrials, if you've been covered in space slime and bred with aliens, please let us know by emailing us at vanishinggates@gmail.com.
Shameless advertising for ourselves.
Absolutely. Shameless.
It's lovely.
It is, because we don't have any other form of advertising right now.
Yeah, that's a good
word of mouth, guys.
It's
Tell
not like
your
you're
friends.
going to continue watching
if
us
you
after
guys
this
want to
episode
hear
anyway,
a show, if you guys want to listen to a show where they talk about a dude boinking an alien, we got you, fam.
And the word Poon comes up a lot.
Poon. Okay, so there's another very famous abduction case, the Travis Walton abduction. On November 5th, 1975, logger Travis Walton was working in the Apache Sitgreaves National Forest near Snowflake, Arizona. That's a place.
Wow.
Snowflake, Arizona.
Not a snowflake chance in hell.
Now, all 5 witnesses that were there, or was it 5 or 6? There were 5 or 6 other witnesses that corroborate the story. They all took polygraph tests, and they all passed except for one who came up inconclusive. And basically what it was is he's out, there was a bright light, he got abducted, and there was a movie made about it, Fire in the Sky, which is a horrifying movie.
Yeah, but also,
really
like, it wasn't even like the story of what happened to him if you've listened to it.
No, yeah, and it's I mean, there's artistic licensing, too.
Yeah.
Now, there was a book about it, too, that he wrote. Now, he was, in 2008, though, he appeared on a game show, Moment of Truth. I'd never even heard of that. And was, it was a lie detector show, I guess. And was asked if he was, in fact, abducted on November 5th, 1975, and he said yes. The test determined that to be a lie.
Amazing.
So, again, I don't trust polygraph tests at all. I just don't believe them. I don't think they work. I think that there's too many factors to take in. They're not even admissible in a court of law. Yeah. So don't take that as the necessary, end all and be all of it. But guys, I don't know if people are really being abducted. I've never been abducted by aliens.
I've lost time before.
You've lost time before?
Mm-hmm.
That explains a lot. Jack is, in fact, an alien butt baby.
No, I've lost hours before.
You've lost hours?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's called playing World of Warcraft.
We were driving from, when we drove back from Oregon, at one point I lost about 2 hours. I was awake the whole time, and I know I was, but I don't remember how we got to where we were.
Well, maybe you just were half asleep and you were just driving. This happened to me, where you're like...
I wasn't driving.
Just Well, maybe you were nodding off.
No, I knew I was awake because I was having a conversation, but I was looking out the window the whole time, but I don't remember passing like large chunks of it. I don't remember I don't remember any of the conversation now, but...
Well, that could be some kind of cognitive dissonance, though, too. Like, you're just not paying attention to what's around you.
And then on the way home, coming back from where we were, it's only like a 10, 20-minute drive. With my wife, I had points where I literally forget that... Like, it's not like... I don't know if it's I forget or what, but I'm perfectly awake. We'll be at the beginning of the exit towards our place, coming out from the local town to the town where we live, and... I will have just realized that we're right outside our place all of a sudden. Like, with the minutes.
It sounds like a brain tumor, bro.
Yeah, but now I'm concerned.
Yeah, you should probably go get that checked.
I've had different moments like that all the time. Like just
that sounds more like a brain tumor than an abduction. Because if you're the only one experiencing it and you're around other people, it's...
Well, I'll be sitting in... Well, no, I mean, like, just at the house. I'll be just relaxing at the house, and 30 minutes later I'll realize I hadn't done anything. I'd just been sitting there. And
I think you're having, like, petit mal epileptic seizures. I'm not kidding. It sounds like a petit mal seizure. It really does. You should. So, guys, if you're a neurologist and you think Jack is having petit mal seizures, please email us. Let us know.
Yeah.
I'm guessing it's not aliens. I'm guessing that you're having a health issue.
Well, my point was that I don't think it was aliens. I just think I was either like unfocused, or I just happened to be like at this, like you said, I could have actually been at the state where I was like half between asleep and half between awake.
The hypnopompic thing, maybe, yeah.
I just completely no awareness, and that's what I'm trying to say about these kinds of like situations where people lose time. Is especially when you're driving down a long road. I've had instances, like I said, I have those instances all the time, and I think what it is you get bored, and you're not driving or anything, you're just sitting there, no one's talking, you're just like, and all of a sudden you wake up, like either you wake up or you just realize all of a sudden you haven't moved, or nothing's happened like 2 hours, and all of a sudden you're where you weren't.
Or you get deep in thought, and you just kind of like rewrite your same thought over and over, and then don't even know how long it's been because you've been rewriting the same play out in your head over and over.
Yeah, you change it like little tiny things, trying to make a different thought, trying to like perfect whatever you're thinking, and then all of a sudden you're like 30 miles down the road, you're just there, and you don't even realize you moved.
I think everyone's had that experience, though, especially when you're like driving and you're thinking about something and you realize you missed your exit. Like, I think pretty much everyone has those experiences.
Yeah.
So I don't think that's too weird. If it's seriously frequently, then you should probably get that checked. just to throw that out there.
I might want to.
I want to.
I decided to do this podcast with you, and we've talked about Poon way too much.
If you start setting off metal detectors when you walk through airport security, you might want to get checked for an implant.
I might have
It's
one.
definitely aliens. Oh, man. That said, I don't know if we have any more abduction stories to really hash over right now.
I don't know. I mean...
Yeah, I think we're done for the night with this episode, guys. I think we've exhausted our mental capacities.
We decided to do this one a little late, so...
Yeah, we did.
We're sorry that we're a little not...
I really expected more from Jack with the whole alien sex story. He let me down. He let you guys down. You let the listeners down with that.
I mean, what you want me to say...
We should have had a much better back and forth with that. There were so many The reason I pulled that story... Actually, I think, now that I think about it, I am 100% sure that a long time ago, I remember reading that same story in those shitty fucking weekly magazines that our aunt used to get.
Oh my god,
The World News, Weekly World News. Dude, that's why that story sounded familiar. Fuck me, I just realized, I fucking read it online, I read it in like 4 different sources, I wrote all these notes down, and I realized that I read this shit when I was like 11, 12 years old in Weekly World News. Maybe a little older than that.
It's the Mandela effect.
That's not the Mandela effect.
Yes, it is.
That's I forgot about something.
Is it? Okay, maybe.
Yeah, and just remembering it now, thinking about it. In fact, I remember vividly the article. God damn it!
Why did they have? Why did they? The one question I do have is why did that chick, the alien chick, have cat eyes?
Cat-like eyes. She didn't have cat eyes. She had cat-like eyes. I don't exactly know what the fuck he meant by that, dude.
Drugs.
It's just I know. So guys, basically, if you're in a field doing a lot of drugs, you might have an encounter with alien sex.
And then you'll become a lawyer and have 4 kids.
Yay.
Push that shit.
Maybe don't steal the clock when you find a good thing.
Yeah, just
say that instead.
Don't end the good thing by stealing a clock.
Yeah, if you're going to be able to be like the breeding pony for an alien race of hot extraterrestrial babes, it's better to do that than get a watch.
Maybe don't steal. Maybe.
Yeah. That's the moral of the story is aliens hate thieves.
Yes. And they will eject you from the ship after giving you sex.
Isn't that ironic, though, that they kicked them off the ship for stealing, but they're frequently stealing shit from Earth?
Yes.
People, animals.
Just hijacked him.
What's with the cattle mutilation? Like,
oh, that's a myth.
no, there's cattle mutilation.
No, it's the fact that cattle mutilation is basically when a calf dies, or when one
No,
dies.
I'm talking about whole fields of
basically
cattle being
explode.
just murdered.
Please, I've never heard of that.
It has happened.
It's never.
It does happen. It happens in South America. They keep calling it the chupacabra thing.
Never even going to Google that, but it never happened.
It does happen.
doesn't.
It does too. It does
does
happen.
not.
You
This
are
is degenerated into a third grade
charts.
argument.
It does too happen. You just have no legitimate argument for it.
Legitimatical.
All right, guys, let's get legitimatical with Vanishing Gates. All right, guys. Well, for the night, thanks for listening to the Vanishing Gates Paranormal and Crazy Shit podcast. I'm your host Jay with my co-host.
The Superman Jack.
God damn it! Stop doing that.
No.
Oh. All right, guys. Have a good night. We'll catch you next episode.
Hopefully you get some alien poon. Roll the music.